Hello, guys. This is my first video, so I know I'm a little late on reviewing these Dominion toys, but since I'm going to be doing that anyways, I think it's a great idea to start off with Ian Malcolm and a Velociraptor, two of the series' most iconic characters. So yeah, first let's take a look at the box art. So you've got Rexy running over here, being chased by a helicopter, at least on some of them, and there's that police car right there. You do have the Dominion logo. I'm not sure if I already pointed that out. Maybe I did. I don't know. You do have the Dominion logo there on the side there. You do have the products in the box shown here, how to use the facts app and scan it in, and of course the other figures in the wave of figures. And of course on this side, the Pyroraptor, which I like to put on all these Dominion toys on that side, so that's nice. So yeah, we have some like Locust, the Cattle Prod, Ian Malcolm, and a Velociraptor. Pretty simple figures, so I guess we can just start by cutting out the Velociraptor. Here we go. My first time actually interacting with a Jurassic World mainland Velociraptor. I only have Emerald Collection ones. I know, it's kind of crazy. So here is the Velociraptor out of the packaging, and it looks actually really nice. It's more of an olive green than it shows on camera, but it is really nice looking, I'm not gonna lie. So let's just kind of stand this girl here off to the side here, and we'll get Ian Malcolm out. So I probably have to end up mangling this box, unfortunately, to get out the stuff behind here. So I'm going to be doing my videos as real and in person as I can. God, that's horrible sound. Where I'm not gonna cut to where, there we go, to where I have all the figures out, because that's cool, but it kind of takes away from the anticipation of taking out the figures. Ian Malcolm looking really nice here. We'll get into the articulation and everything in a little bit, so let's move him off to the side here. Get this Cattle Prod out of here. Looks really, really nice. Same one that came with Mercenaries, like from the original line and stuff, but now let's get these weird little locust things out of here, which they didn't need to add. It's kind of a nice little detail here. So let's get the figures nice and ready to, to reveal. Maybe I use this hand because apparently he is right-handed, I believe. I'm not sure. It's hard for me to tell which hands are which when I'm not, like, it's not me facing one way, and it's like something facing the opposite way. And then, of course, you do have your tiny little locust bug things right over here. They're all the exact same one. There's no differences in them. So I suppose I can turn this down a little bit so you can see them. So yeah, let's see. First, I guess we'll start off by looking at, like, this is pretty much it. So it's not too interesting, but let's start off by looking at Ian Malcolm. So you got this nice little cattle prod here, but let's take it out for now. You do have him with his nice gray hair, looking all slicked back and nice. You do get his vest, which, if you can pop out his arms, which I'm not sure if you can on the Hammond Collection people. I know that for sure. And you take off his little vesting and stuff, but I don't know. So, he's all dressed in black, although his vest is like a darker brown or whatever, like, you know, so it looks a little bit funky, but I believe his arms are that color as well. I think they're a slightly different color than the rest of the body, so that's really nice. That's definitely Malcolm, all right. Looking swanky in his all black. Of course, the cattle prod does have some detail and stuff. Obviously, this isn't actually how the cattle prod is in the movies or even Cretaceous. It's meant to be kind of a little horseshoe-ish more shape with like, and like kind of zaps in there, but like in between the two sides. But this looks definitely more like you can see it better. But I do want to point out that it is more of a lighter blue, whereas this is more of a deep blue in real life. So yeah, keep that in mind. It doesn't actually look like this, but it does look just like this, but like more of a lighter color, not so deep and rich looking. But next we have this Velociraptor, which I can't believe this is my first interaction with a Mattel mainline Velociraptor. I didn't get any of him in collection of Velociraptors out here because I will be reviewing a bunch more Raptors, and I can always do that in that review. But this one has a really nice like pattern going down. There's actually paint on the tail, so I meant to say, sorry. And before we get into any of this stuff, I suppose there is the Facts app if you do want to scan that. And the claws are actually glossy and painted. It's a pretty generic looking Velociraptor. I do like this mold. This is probably my favorite Raptor mold. So, I mean, there is the original battle damage Velociraptor mold, which is really nice. This head articulation, that's pretty cool. But this one is definitely looks like the most natural. It looks a little more chunky, which is more accurate to how the newer Velociraptors are. They're a little more chunky. And the head sculpt looks really nice. That looks so much like the Velociraptor. So let's get into paint, I suppose. So it's kind of an olive green. In real life, it's more of like an avocado green. Like an older avocado that's been sitting out for a little bit. But and then you do have this kind of like pit green with more of a fresh green going patterny down the back. Why am I saying patterny? I don't know. But okay. So and you do have this whitish tan color for a little bit of the neck and the bottom jaw. Lower jaw is cast in that. And I'm glad, like, on some of the figures that I'll end up reviewing because, where they have, like, the arms are just kind of like a lighter, like a totally different color plastic, and it looks really weird. But that's not the case. It is pretty much the same. I think it's, like, I think it's, like, tiny bit lighter, but, like, you can barely tell. So, that's fine. The eyes, this one is actually painted really nicely. But this one on this side, it's also painted nicely, but the pupils should be more over there. It's kind of like scratched back here, but like overall, the pupils aren't painted bad. This one is how I'll be displaying it anyways on this side. Probably like this, like I had the head in the box, because that looks really cool. I might have it read up a little bit more, but so yeah. So I guess we can go over articulation. We can do the Raptor since I have in hand right now. The head can go up really well, and it can go down pretty far as well. Can swivel 360 degrees, so that's always good to have. Get that cool looking back Raptor thing that looks super classic. The arms can just swivel forward and back. They are kind of in like, not that ratcheted, but they kind of click into places. Not like, you can have them in between the places. It's just, they do click, kind of like, there's a little, kind of like stop you. I'm going to probably have them, instead of having them down, like up here, like forward like this, I'm probably going to have them down like this. After all, that's how the Raptor arms are. These legs can go forward and back. So you can have the Raptor rearing up a little more, and that looks really nice. Or you can have it rearing up all the way if you wanted to make it do that Raptor call thing. It's kind of harder for it to do because the head articulation on the original battle damage one really allowed it to look up, but yeah, it's like, that's really nice. So I'm actually really happy with this Raptor. Now, Ian Malcolm, it's not Hammond collection, so it doesn't have insane articulation like they do, but you can swivel the head side to side. The arms can go out. Swivel. And then, of course, elbow articulation. You do get just a swivel at the waist, whereas you get an ab crunch. Usually, you can go out, although that jacket does hinder it and does feel pretty fragile since it is really small, but it can get out to there pretty comfortably. Can go forward there, can go back a little bit, and the knee can bend to about 90 degrees. So pretty, like the Hammond articulation is really nice, but for this, it's pretty much all articulation you really need. And of course, this is just a flimsy little rubber locust. If it wasn't just translucent, I would prefer it to be like painted brown, at least, but like not like this weird color or translucent. It would look a little more. They were more of a brown color, I believe. So I guess we can do some height measurements now. So Ian Malcolm stands just under 4 inches. It's about 3 3/4 inches, I think. The Raptor stands around the same. Yeah, like 3 3/4 inches. From the tip of the head, it's about 7.5 inches from the tip of the head to the tip of the tail. So that's great. Doing some size comparisons now. But let's just get this little guy in Ian Malcolm's hand. Kind of get him more in a natural holding this thing pose. Let's kind of pose up this little raptor here. Next down, there we go. So let's do some Dominion, one Dominion one. Here is the, not fitting in my review station very well, Therizinosaurus. It's huge. I actually really like this figure. It's like, when they do make a Hammond collection one, I probably will still be getting that one. Just because. Speaking of ones they have Hammond collections one already, here is the huge, massive T-Rex. This is Epic Roaring T-Rex. I did do a custom, so in a way I did paint with like a Sharpie, I painted the nails on a lot of mine, including Dominus Rex. This is probably one of my my more favorite sculpts for the T-Rex. Gotta put that off to the side there. And, I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but there we go. I suppose that concludes me to the end of my first video. So, before we end today's video, consider subscribing. It will really help me out on my journey with you guys on YouTube. So, I guess I'll see you in the next review. See you later.